Reardon with you, Friday the 8th of July 2011. This is United Kingdom Talk. I'm very excited because we start our brand new quiz night at Belushi's on Sunday night. Belushi's in Hammersmith, 7 p.m. for an 8 o'clock start there. Okay, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. that once. That's 3 hours, 7 rounds and various topics in the quiz. So if you're around the Hammersmith area on Sunday evening, early Sunday evening, between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m, do join us for our brand new quiz night. Sunday nights, Belushi's in Hammersmith, just on Hammersmith Broadway there. Okay, once again, Sunday night at 7 p.m. Just got back from the grave, actually. I've been to my mum and dad's grave this morning. I like to do that up a couple of times a year. Once for the summer. I'm a bit late this year. I should have done it about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But I've put in loads of busy lizzies, because that was my mum's favourite little plant. She always used to have busy lizzies growing along the... because we didn't have a garden, we only had a balcony. But she had busy lizzies growing on the, you know, on the windowsill in the kitchen. Always had busy lizzies growing there. Either in, you know, just taking a cutting and put the roots in a jar of water, or sitting there in, you know, in earth. Always had busy lizzies. Have you got plants on your windowsill, wherever you are in the world? What plants do you have on your windowsill? As well as busy lizzies, she would also usually have African violets and perhaps geraniums. I never like the smell of geraniums. Do you? Oh, it's the most vile smell, isn't it? You know, oh, I don't know what it is about geraniums. Don't like those. Busy lizzies are odourless, no smell coming from those. I wish I could say for the sake of myself, but I'm quite odourful, I'm afraid. There's an email address to the show. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, a couple of videos have come in from Nick, our famous cabbie. At one point, I got so excited when he sent this in. Have a watch of this. He sent me in 2 videos. Here's the first one.
Good morning to you, Mr. Reardon, and all of your extended YouTube, Facebook, Belushi's family. Well, here we are, that's Betsy and I, in sunny Notting Hill, just off Holland Park Avenue, Ladbroke Grove to be precise. And why am I here, and why am I doing this little video? I'll tell you. Now, some people, they swear by Google, but I say, ask the clever, charismatic cabbie. Your baked beans. Now, we've been following this story ever since you announced that they were on their way from the States. Well, as we know, they've not yet arrived. And you said you couldn't get them anywhere in the UK, but you see, you didn't ask me. And I know for a fact that I can get them in the UK. On Ladbroke Grove in the American food store. So I'm sure that your bean buddy from the States wouldn't mind too much if Betsy and I stood in as your substitute bean supplier, just in case they never turn up. We're going to go and get some for you now. Tell you what, we'll be back in a minute.
So, I mean, there we are. There's Nick's first video there. A charismic cabbie, he calls himself. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. Rich cabbie, more like. Don't ever take any notice, I've said this before, don't ever take any notice of these cabbies that say they're all poor and they've got this and that. They're all rolling in it. Loaded, these cabbies in London, but very knowledgeable as well. And what he says there, ask a cabbie if you need to know anything, is probably extremely truthful. Actually, if you ever want to know anything to do with London, how to get somewhere, you know, or what's going on, then yes, definitely ask a London cabbie. It's not a job I could do. I mean, I have the most dreadful time finding my way from A to B. I've got a SatNav. Funnily enough, I was talking to this about this with the boy who works around the pool in the Virgin Active Sports Centre where I go to in Wokingham. The first SatNav I had, I got them when they'd only been out a year or so. I paid £700 for that first SatNav. The make was Navman. I don't know if they've still got it. And, I mean, it worked, you know. I just can't find my way around. Even with a map book, I look at this book and I turn it round and I turn it round and I turn it upside down. I've got a clue what's going on. And I was in the Scouts. How comes I can't do these things? Cannot work out a map book. So I bought that, and it got me to my sister's and back, because that was the worst thing. You know, setting off for the journey to my sister's house and not being able to find my way. The first time I did that, I tried it with a map book, and I gave up. I went mad. I gave up halfway. I start panicking that I'm never going to find my way home again. Seriously, it must be one of my worst aspects, not being able to find my way from A to B. Terrible. Do you know, I've just realised the mirror ball isn't turning, is it? I'm sorry, I haven't switched that on. Just a minute. I mean, we're not in the garden today, actually, because it's been pouring down with rain outside for most of the morning. And the ground is very wet. There we are. The mirror ball is now turning. That's better. We don't do half shows here. Anyway, so the second SatNav I bought, I mean, I had the first one for about 8 years, I suppose, something like that. And it's done its job. Got me there and back to various places. And I bought another SatNav in the sales on Boxing Day, actually, last year, 2010. And I think that just cost me a little over £100. I mean, how the prices have dropped. And it's, you know, it's so much better than the first one I bought. It's got a lot more features. And that's a TomTom. I think they're the market leaders in the UK. Anyway, so that was the first video that young Nick sent in. And I was so happy. I mean, talk about be taken to the skies full of anticipation and hope. But then, a little while later, another video came. Have a watch of this.
It seems, dear Chris, that you're not destined to eat a bean of the bush make. They're out of stock. Can you believe it? So, I couldn't get any. But I do know of another place, so watch this space. In the meantime, I thought I'd find solace in a double tall latte from Starbucks and a tuna sandwich. Cheers! That ain't half bad. It's not quite as good as a bush baked bean, but I'll make do. Bye.
You see? 1 minute he took me to the heights, to the skies of heaven. So excited. And then he lets me down and says that they've run out of baked beans, the American store. Where was that? Somewhere in London. I knew that store exists, actually. You see, that's how popular they are. They've run out of beans. They've run out of Bush's baked beans, so hopefully young Nick is going to get me a couple of tins of those. That's very kind of him. I think he's coming round, actually, later today. He's going to pop round. I've never actually met Nick, and he's coming round to my house later today to borrow some speakers and an amplifier, because him and Simon, who's his, like... Sorry, Nick. I think he's your stepson, isn't he, Simon? Anyway, they go and do discos together. And they've got 2 on Saturday, and I haven't got enough equipment to double up, so I'm lending them some stuff. Completely free of charge. Don't worry, boys and girls, I'm not really a businessman. I can't make money. But I'm a bit disappointed, Nick, that you went to Starbucks. Come on. Don't go to Starbucks. How much did that cost you? £2? And I bet you go there every day. So that's £10 a week. That's £40 a month. That's over £500 a week if you go every day to Starbucks. Now, I'm going to have to tell your wife, Fifi, about this. I'm going to tell her that your £500 that she could be having spent on her. She ain't going to be pleased. £500. Are you going to Starbucks every day? Oh dear. Take a flask. I'd take a flask. I've got a lovely metal thermos flask. Does the job very well, thank you. Today, just a basic cup of tea. Emails. Where are we going? Oh, I think I've done that one, haven't I? I've done that one. Oh, I've got a bit lost here. We were going to do a nice long email, actually, from Vicky. But I didn't realise we're nearly done our 10 minutes now, haven't we? So we won't do that. I'll do that on the next show. Joy has written in. Now, Joy is the lovely lady in the States who has sent baked beans to me, bush baked beans from the States, but they haven't arrived. And Joy writes, Dear Chris, it's Tuesday, the 5th of July. Well, not today, it's not, but this is when she sent the letter. I went over to my post box in the States to check up on your baked beans. The postal worker informed me that your package was shipped, but possible it could still be at customs. She said maybe you could call over when you're there, but she didn't know. No, I don't think it works like that. Customs, we can't. I don't know if you can call and check if something's there or not. I'll look into that. Actually, I don't know. I think you just have to wait for it to come. I just hope those customs officers aren't eating your baked beans and not telling you. I will be mortally disappointed if they're doing that. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. What is it with these customs people going through people's bags, this, that and the other? Isn't it? I mean, it's just nosy. That's all it is. It's just plain right nosiness. Mind you, they're always finding drugs and weapons and that. I mean, you do sort of wonder with the customs. They don't search everyone, okay? So with the amount of drugs and firearms and weapons and illegal things that they catch, how much more actually gets through, you know? I suppose you could say if 10% of the people that come through are searched and 1% of them is carrying something, then surely another 9% get through. What do you reckon on that, eh? Have we got any figures on that? Anyone got any clue on that? I don't know. I can't do numbers, I'm afraid. All right, that's it for the show today. My email address, once again, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I was just going to do this one from Neptune, who says, been enjoying the flowers on your video shows. Well, we're not in the garden today, we're in the Mirable studio. But was wondering if you're growing any vegetables this year. Yes, indeed I am. I'm growing tomato plants, and they are the biggest tomato plants I've ever grown. They've just gone mad. Really, they've gone mad. Much to the point that one of the sticks broke and I've had to redo that. Luckily, the plant didn't bend over so much that it died. It kind of went sort of halfway, but I've managed to stick it back up again. I do need to stick some more sticks in there. I'm doing broccoli in various areas of the garden. And you know what? I've got some growing in shade and some growing in full sun, and they both at the moment seem to be doing as well as each other. The one that's in the shade never gets any sun. It's always, there's a lot of fence there. You know, it's bright, but the sun doesn't get there. So I'll let you know how that's, that they're all coming on quite well. I'm trying peas, I'm trying beans, and I've got 3 large sacks of potatoes that I'm growing. Now, the potatoes also have done particularly well so far. The plants are very high now and again have fallen over. I don't think you're supposed to stake potato plants. Maybe someone knows that. If you could let me know. Okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, I'm going now. Thanks very much for watching the show today. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.